Like this video? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, show it a like, tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below, and don't forget to share. Hello again, Model Maniacs, Jay Bookie. We're back at it again with a Zvezda KA-58 Black Ghost stealth helicopter. This is a 2007 tooling Revell Reboxed. I heard it's pretty good. Let's do a quick review and then get into the build. As I said before, this is a Reboxed. This is like the 5th iteration of the box art. Looks pretty good like all the other Zvezda kits. On one side of the box, we have paint suggestions from Zvezda and Humbrol. Got some instructions telling you not to stick pieces in your mouth or you will choke and die. Got that little baby box art. And some of Zvezda's other product offerings, which I'm sure are good. All I have to say is stay away from the KA-50. It is a piece of hot garbage. Getting up in the guts of this kit, you have a really basic user manual. It's easy enough to understand. There's a couple frustrating parts in terms of build order, but you get through it. Moving along, we have polystyrene parts to include the clear pieces, which is nice. They're sturdy, they're resistant to overgluing, and they don't have a lot of flash. However, I found a lot of random pieces floating around in the box, which I was kind of upset about. Focusing on the detail, we can see that it's not great, but it's not terrible either. For something that's 12 years old, it's acceptable. And we got a couple water slide decals. Pretty nice. It's build time, baby! Let's cut out these parts with my Tamiya sharp side cutters. What you know about drizzling that Tamiya extra thin cement on them parts? So real quick modification. These cannons don't have any muzzles, so I'm going to make a few with this hypodermic needle. Alright, time for another modification. So one big issue is these rocket pod tubes have no detail. So I'm going to drill out each one individually with a hypodermic needle. You have to be very careful for two reasons. One, you will stab the shit out of yourself if you're not. And two, you will destroy the tubes if you're too forceful.
Save your teardrops and glue it back together. Make it brand
Alright, I think it's time for paint. Everything went together pretty well, however, now that I look at it, I probably should have left the rotors off. But I like making more work for myself because I'm an idiot. I start the painting process by priming with a gray-white Vallejo primer being shot from my Iwata BCS siphon feed airbrush at 25 psi. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But what I'm doing here is discovering irregularities and other things that I'm going to have to correct before I get into base coating. I've just masked the rotor blades off from the rest of the helicopter, and I'm going to go over them in a Vallejo black. Now I am going to line all of the panels with that Vallejo black. See if they stand out a little bit. I don't know if they're going to because I'm going to heavily camouflage this helicopter. But hey, whatever's clever, right? Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can focus on putting some color down on this helicopter. So I've thought up a splinter style futuristic camo reminiscent of something you would see in Arma 3. We're going to be using 5 different colors in this scheme. The first color I sprayed down was a US Desert Sand. I think it's going to mesh well with everything else that I'm using. Now I'm spraying the upper fuselage with a khaki color. Now the fun begins. I've masked off the belly of the helicopter, and I'm going to spray it with a Russian Air Force blue-gray, and then we're going to add another color on top of that. Make it pop. Let's get complicated. So we're going to add some blue painter's tape after letting the paint dry 24 hours. And we're going to make some really interesting camo using a medium olive. So let's add the next color down, which is a Vallejo red-brown. I added in some more mask. These are smaller and sharper than the first layer I did. Alright, camo's laid down. Looks really good. There's a couple areas of overspray, but I'm going to take care of those in a minute. So let's hand paint these parts. I'm going over these rocket pod tubes with some MIG gunmetal. We're also going to do the same for the barrels on the cannon assembly. Polished steel for these missiles. And some sea gray for these other rockets. Now we're going to paint this here cockpit with a combination of colors. So I applied some Vallejo liquid mask overnight, let it dry, and now I'm just going to spray everything over with a light olive. Ooh, that is satisfying. Now I'm going to spray 2 coats of Vallejo polyurethane gloss, just to seal everything in and not destroy my work with the panel lining I'm about to do. The only weathering I'm going to do is add some Tamiya black panel liner. Give it a little bit of volume, make those lines pop out. Give this some depth on top of the camo that I already laid down. And when we're done lining everything, all we have to do is take a cotton swab moistened with a little bit of odorless enamel thinner and clean up some of these lines. And last but not least, you guessed it, add a little bit of oil paint to break up these colors. I'm using a little bit of Ibtalung 502 field gray and a little bit of olive green. Just add a little bit more to this model without completely changing everything I did. So here we are. $15 model. It's 15 years old. I couldn't be happier with the result. All it took was a little bit of creativity and some work. And this is what you get. So thank you guys for watching. And please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 100 subscribers. Getting that custom URL. Going to make this channel official. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy. Have a great day. Build some more models. You know what to do.